anything you need for Halloween, this is Haunted Skull, and in today's video guys I'm going to be going over my reactions to Home Depot's Halloween 2024 lineup. As Home Depot do every year, they're one of the best retailers in the United States, mainly for their unique range of animatronics. Whether it goes to unique props or it goes to licensing, even up to the 12-foot skeleton, which is definitely making a comeback this year. So in this video I'm going to be going over each animatronic one by one, giving my thoughts on them. So without any further ado, let's head on into my reactions. So first I'm going to start off with the Night Dullahan, or also known as the Headless Horseman. As you can see, this is basically a skeletal version of the Headless Horseman prop we've seen from Seasonal Visions the past couple of years. As you can see, the face does resemble the superposable skeletons that Home Depot do. I think the overall appearance of this guy looks really good. Of course, he does have his red coat on right there. The horse itself does look really good. It's once again a skeleton horse. It looks like it has red light up eyes, and also the head moves up and down. Shame the legs actually don't move on this version, just like the Costco Headless Horseman, but yeah, it does look really good. On the horseman itself, his ribcage lights up, his skull lights up, and of course he moves his arm and also the jaw on the skull. And the fact that he has 6 phrases, I think the voice in the phrases is really good. He's got some really good dialogue, and of course you can hear the horse clattering its legs around, and also the horse's the sounds from the horse itself. Overall, I think he's one of Home Depot's top animatronics for 2024.
I'll give you a running start. I do enjoy the chase and earning my trophies. Time's up. Here I come.
Next up, we're on to the 12-foot levitating Reaper, and I think this prop right here is... I'm really surprised this concept hasn't been done before. I think Home Depot's execution of this prop right here is just perfect. As you can see, it is a 12-foot Reaper, of course. It does have a giant scythe which holds the Reaper up. You really can't beat a Reaper prop, of course. The face and the detail itself I think is really good. It looks like it's kind of like a smouldering Reaper, and the robe itself does look really good quality, and the scythe does look really good quality as well. I really do like the detail on his hands. And overall, I think this is a perfectly executed prop, and definitely it's going to be a top seller for Home Depot this year. I also like how the lights inside this Reaper himself, they actually do change. It does look like you can set them to whatever colour you want, so that's also a really good feature as well.
You may attempt to flee, but the darkness shall swallow you whole.
So next up, you guessed it, we are on to the first clown of the video, and this one is Carnival Carl. And this guy is about 8.5 foot, which is absolutely massive for a prop like this. As you can see, he is holding a hammer, and he's got a little party hat on. The phrases themselves are okay. I'm not really too much of a fan of the face itself. The eyes kind of do look a little bug-eyed. But as far as the outfit goes, you can definitely see that it is a clown's outfit. And the animation, I think he has just enough animation for this type of prop. I do like how he moves his hands with the hammer and moves his body side to side. That is really cool. So I think this is an okay clown prop. Definitely better than some of the ones we have seen this year. And I know there are a lot of clown enthusiasts out there, so if you're after a clown this year, this may be the one for you.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Which one of you will become my next foe? Ha!
So next up, we're on to my favourite of the two clown props that are released this year from Home Depot, and this is the Trickster Trio. So what it is, it's a trio of clowns, of course, standing on each other's shoulders pretty much, and they all interact with each other, which of course I do love props that interact. And yeah, the one at the top moves his hammer up and down, and they kind of have moving mouths and light eyes, which is really cool, and they all talk to each other, which is really good. And it looks like you can separate them, so you can have 3 little clown props just to have around, or you can just have a full stack, which will look really, like, I guess, menacing. So I think these are perfect props for having a carnival. Of course, with Spirit having the Carnival theme this year, that's loads of carnival props that are out this year all year round. So yeah, definitely my favourite of the 2 carnival props, and I really love the phrases on these guys as well.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
Hush, enough jokes.
Philip. Philip who? Fill up my bag with candy.
Moving on to the next prop, this is the Fear Valley Wolf, and this, I have to say, I'm very impressed with. And I'd really love if we saw something like this in the UK, or just something similar to this wolf prop, because I think this is an example of a perfect one. It's not really based off a werewolf, it's just meant to be a natural, like, zombie wolf, if you will. It looks to be about 5'5", and it's got so much animation. You can see it does move its ears, its tail, and also it does have some animation in the mouth where it looks like it's actually, like, snarling at him, and it starts howling, which is really cool. The detail on it overall is amazing, and I think this is one of those really scary looking props, and it'd be really effective in a haunt. Overall, this is one of my favourite props from Home Depot this year, and if I was to get one, this would definitely be on my wish list. I have to say, the prop we're talking about now is definitely one of Home Depot's most definitive props, and this is the 12-foot skeleton. This year, the 12-foot skeleton has been effectively remodelled. They have changed quite a few bits about him. They've gave the full skeleton an overhaul, but the main feature about this one, he has been given different modes for the LCD eyes, which is really cool. He does come with a remote, and there's like loads of different options you can change with him, which is really good. And yeah, as the 12-foot skeletons goes, they are really a big seller in the US, and I'm so glad that Skellys made a return this year. I can definitely see him coming back from years to come. I have to say, Seasonal Visions, if you're getting any notice of this video or watching it, please bring this 12-foot skeleton over to the UK, because there is loads of people that want him, I myself included. It'd be so cool to have him in a haunt. These are such impressive props, and we need more 12-footers in the UK. Apart from that though, the main new addition to Skelly this year is Skellys Dog. This guy is about 7 foot, and yeah, what more perfect companion to have with Skelly as the dog. I think they have absolutely nailed it out the park with the appearance of the dog right here. It's just a giant skeleton dog, that's all I can say at the end of the day. It does have the same modes with the eyes where you can interchange them, which I think is a really good feature, and I can definitely see these different models of eyes, especially the evil one right there, being very effective in haunts. But yeah, a cool addition, and I can see this one being quite a top seller as well. And last but certainly not least, out of the 12-footers, this is the new big one for this year. It is the Inferno Skeleton, and this guy, he resembles the Inferno Skeleton that we've had for the past couple of years, from the face alone. It's just meant to be a giant tree eye, pretty much. I'm not sure exactly where you would use this in a haunt other than if you did a forest theme, but something that's really cool about him is how they have integrated the light kit inside of him, which is really good. And he does have the LCD eyes, and yeah, not really too much to say about this one, although I do say it's a cool concept for the 12-footers, but I do think it's probably the least sort of usable one out of the few that we've had so far, unless you do have a dedicated theme for it. So now we are moving over to some of the pirate theme props from Home Depot this year. They've absolutely smashed it up the park with the pirates, as they didn't really do them too much, pretty much any store in that matter. So first one is Captain Cuts. This guy does look to resemble some kind of zombie pirate. As you can see, he's got the servo motion going on there with the face. I've got to say, the animation for the face is really impressive. I like that he also isn't just a skeleton pirate. They've actually made a proper zombie or just normal pirate for Halloween, which you really don't see that often. I really do like the features with his parrot on his shoulder, his sword that moves up and down with his arm, and of course how he has a hook hand. But it looks like the hook actually lights up, which is kind of weird. But I guess that'll add to him when he's in your haunt, of course. I think the outfit on this guy as well, it looks absolutely perfect. I really like the vibrant blue and the gold trim around it. Overall, he's just a really cool prop. I love the phrases on him as well. This is just one of the times that a pirate prop has really been done right for Halloween, and he's definitely one of my favourites for this year.
If ye ain't a partial to honest pillaging, ye pop scoundrel, then ye can walk the plank.
And to also compliment Captain Cuts, they have made a sidekick to go along with him. It kind of looks like they have reused the head of the Headless Horseman or the head of the superposable skeletons. But I really like what they have done with this guy, if I'm honest. I love the head motion. It kind of looks servo, but I'm not 100% sure on that. He does hold a treasure chest, which is full of treasure, and as well as that, in the other hand, he holds a bottle, which it could have a message in, or it could be a bottle of beer, and that definitely completes his look. He moves that arm as well. I have to say, I really love the amount of animation on him. Especially even down to his light up red eye right there. His outfit looks really good. I love his bandana. He's complete with his eye patch, and also he's got his stripy, classic looking pirate pants on. But yeah, that is the pirate sidekick. He's an awesome prop in my opinion, and I'm so glad they made this to complement the pirate theme that they're going for this year.
Me skull be rattling with laughter at the misfortune of any landlubber who dare cross our path. Me heart may be cold, but nothing warms it like a chest full of gold. So give it here, or I'll pry it from your lifeless hands.
Now we're on to the Soul Slasher. This guy looks to be some Scarecrow burlap mask type guy. He does look to be pretty cool with his giant top hat on. He has a weapon in his other hand. I would have liked to see if he did have mouth movement. Maybe if I could have kind of give him look like the Boogeyman that we saw last year. He also points his finger, which is really cool. He kind of just shoots up like that. I think this is one of the weaker props of the line, but with some parts of his appearance in mind, he can definitely be quite a creepy one for some.
No visitors allowed!
Next up is the Snapping Scarecrow, and this one, just like the other one, I think it's one of the ones we have seen quite a bit of before. It is, once again, it's another Scarecrow type prop, and it feels like a standing version of the sitting Scarecrow. As you can see, it does have the popping animation. There are some cool parts of it. I like the face, and also how it has a crow on the shoulder. It's got the straw hair and everything. It's basically a regular Scarecrow look. The scream does sound pretty similar. It's a little different to Sitting Scarecrow, but he does talk as well and have different phrases, which is a nice addition. But yeah, not one I'm too impressed by, but if you missed out on Sitting Scarecrow, here's your chance to get another really cool iteration of the Scarecrow.
You're not afraid, are you? Why not come along with me?
So now onto the more witch theme props. To start off, we are starting off with the Spellcasting Witch. This one is quite a generic looking witch, but you can't really beat a witch prop. The only thing I'm not really too keen on this one is the mouth movement, like how it's kind of like a puppet mouth compared to all of the other props we've seen from Home Depot this year. I think animation itself, how she lunges forward and has an eye on her hand, I think that's really good. That hasn't really been done too much before. And she does have some quite cool phrases as well. She's got a very, very witchy voice with quite a strong accent. And yeah, as witch props go, love them or hate them, definitely a very renowned character to have in any Halloween display.
I'll be more than happy to help you find your...
I I think definitely something that would really fit well in a theme with this witch is this cauldron right here, and it appears to be oozing with this red potion, and it definitely is packed with quite a lot of detail. Home Depot have been doing props like this for quite a long time now. These big statement pieces to go with life sizes and just in scenes in your haunt. I really do love the smouldering skulls at the bottom and also the bubbling potion right there. Yeah, it's a perfect accessory to add to any haunt. Like, what haunt is complete without a cauldron? Now we're moving on to the last prop from Home Depot that is a witch, and this is the marionette witch. This one does resemble the Bobby Strings prop from Spirit Halloween this year, but of course it is a witch version, and I think I do in fact like this version a bit more, mainly because of the sayings. Because of course the spirit one has been revealed now, but yeah, she's basically meant to be a witch that is all strung up and like basically turned into a puppet, which is quite a unique concept. I do like the mechanism, how the strings are like pulling her legs and arms up. That's really cool, and her sayings are quite good as well. She doesn't look like to be the most scariest kind of witch, but this one I guess she's made to look more comical. But yeah, definitely a strange take on a witch prop, but this one I'm sure will fit in really nicely within a witch theme. Of course, with the tables being turned, the witch is being strung up this time rather than her victims.
Say, you look like you know some magic. Want to help a little old lady like me out?
So now let's get on to one of the coolest props of 2024 in my opinion. This is the 7-foot animated Plague Doctor. This guy, from the very beginning, since the reveals at the start of the year, I was very impressed by this guy. I think this is probably one of the best Plague Doctors we have ever seen as an animatronic. I love the animation so much on this guy. I love how he lunges his staff forward, and also the all the other bits of movement he has as well. The lighting is also a big feature on this guy as well. Of course, he's got a lantern, his eyes change colour, and also he's got this strip lighting that goes around the shoulder area, which is really cool. I haven't seen that on a prop before. I'm really impressed by this guy. He definitely looks like something that came from around the times when the plague was going around. And of course, he is definitely going to scare. I think he is absolutely nailed. I love his phrases as well, they are really cool. And yeah, definitely an amazing prop. Definitely needs to see a Plague Doctor prop hit the UK sometime soon.
This lavender in my mask is barely covering your stench. Bring me the leeches!
Now, one of probably the most spectacular props I have ever seen. This is the 7-foot Victorian Vampire, and this guy, I certainly am a sucker for vampire props, and this guy is incredible. We haven't ever seen a vampire prop like this, of this concept. Definitely, it looks like he is loosely based off Nosferatu, but I don't think it is. But some of the look of him, it really does quite show that. I really like the outfit of this guy. It does look to be really good quality, and also the face as well. I do love how the eyebrows are quite hairy, and just the sheer amount of detail in it. It's very impressive. For one thing, I think this guy is missing his servo motion. It definitely would be a lot better if he had servo motion over the basic animation that he has, which is similar to quite a few SVI props we've had now. But I'm very overall impressed with this one, and I'd love to get him, honestly.
Life shall fade into pallid shade as I sup upon your blood.
And now we are moving on to the first licensed prop of Home Depot's lineup. This is the 3.5-foot Chucky, and I think this animatronic right here is the best depiction of Chucky we've ever had in as a store-sold animatronic. He's got so many movements, and he looks just like how he did in the film. But they really could not have done a better job on this Chucky right here. As you can see, his face looks very realistic. It definitely has the similar servo motion to Yoda, Lethal Lily, and also Frankenstein, which I'm going to talk about in a bit. The outfit is absolutely spot on. He does have the Good Guys logo on, and he's also holding his famous knife. There's so much motion on this guy, it's very impressive. I really cannot say there is any improvements that could be made to this guy. You can also smile as well, which is a new piece of animation that Home Depot have added to their animatronics. Overall, this Chucky is amazing, but I can definitely see him selling out very quickly and also fetching high prices on eBay. But if he does come up for a cheap price, or you are lucky enough to find him in stores, definitely go for Chucky right here.
As a doll, I'm infamous. I'm one of the most notorious slashers in history, and I don't want to give that up.
And last but certainly not least, in my opinion, the best prop of the year from Home Depot is Frankenstein's monster. And if you haven't watched my review already, I did get Frankenstein's monster, and gosh, it did cost a lot to import to the UK, but it was very, very well worth it. He is absolutely incredible. He is one of the best animatronics I've ever seen in person. Even for a store-sold animatronic, they really knocked this one out of the park. Absolutely packed from detail from head to toe. They included like realistic-looking hair. His mask is made of this really nice silicone material that the other servo props are made out of. He's packed with animation. You can see with his eyes, his neck, and even his arms moving. And also the bolts on his neck, which is a really good addition. The only thing I'm not too keen on, which I will still continue to say, is the outfit isn't really the best quality. But apart from that, Frankenstein is epic, and he deserves to go in pretty much every single haunt this year. I really cannot praise this guy enough, and I think even for the main release of Frankenstein, they have included a full printed box for those of you guys who are going to be getting him for the Halloween season now.
Look out! Tie him up, quickly!
Okay, so with that said, that is about it for Home Depot's Halloween 2024 lineup and my reactions to all of them. Overall this year, Home Depot have smashed it out of the park. In comparison to all the other stores, there's just no comparison if you compare Home Depot. They just go for such a unique style of props. And lots that we've never really seen before, and some that we've really wanted to see, such as Frankenstein and also Chucky, even the Plague Doctor, and stuff like that. They honestly never fail to amaze, and I really enjoy looking at what they'll have this year. And maybe, who knows, with the way the UK's lineup's going for this year, I may or may not shell out for another one of Home Depot's props. There's a few on my list that I would pick as good candidates, so we'll just have to see. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider giving me a like and also subscribing to the channel for more Halloween content. Until the next video, anything you need for Halloween, this is Haunted Skull.